Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are... Welcome to the EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Tom Gazzola, McCourt. Birthday boy, Gerry Moddejonge, as I enjoy a banana loaf. Thank you to YouTube Trev for starting us off today on the Hangout. So much to discuss. So much to discuss. Your birthday. We need to talk about all your problems.
Yeah.
Everything you've gone through in your life.
Yeah.
And then how we're going to fix it. I'm kidding. I'm not doing that.
Also, wasn't Banana Loaf your nickname in high school?
Maybe.
Ooh.
So good. I need sustenance. After a Grey Cup that was close, but not really.
Not that close.
Not that close.
Oh, no, but they could have made a game of it, and then they just fumbled it away.
They literally did. They literally did. The Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage. Check them out. Canadian and fantastic partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Hangout. I mean, where else do we start? 780-218-9999. Jump into the nasty chat as well. Thank you, YouTube Trev, for getting us going. Murray, Gerry.
I enjoyed
Boys.
the Grey Cup.
It was a fun Grey Cup.
Yeah.
I mean, as we were just kind of talking about just moments ago, I believe we have been completely spoiled with Grey Cup entertainment the last, I'm going to say five years. They've been, maybe not everyone, but just it feels like recently they've just been off the wall, great football, fun to watch, down to the wire type stuff. And maybe this one didn't quite compare. But, what was on the TV opposite us when we were watching this?
Detroit
yesterday?
and Philly.
Right. So
Awful.
Should have been great.
should have been
certainly
great.
was
That's
not.
a great matchup.
Yeah, but it was boring until the end.
Yeah. Each team had 6 first half points, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
the most exciting thing was a missed point after, right?
Yeah, Philadelphia Flyers against Detroit Red Wings almost.
Basically. Shout out to the Red Wings and the Rangers for wearing their 100-year celebration jerseys against each other. Great color combination.
And a bench brawl at the end.
And a bench brawl at the
Well,
end.
there wasn't really much of a brawl, but they were all out there doing their thing.
But we live in an era where what we knew back in the day doesn't happen now, right? Like the true toughness. I was watching Benny cut a clip for Hello Hockey about Brant Myers was talking about fighters and where's Trent Frederick these days and his toughness. And Brant alluded to the times when Georges Laraque was on the team, and he said, listen, you would go to Edmonton and it would be a quiet night. Nobody would mess around with Georges. And that was 25 years ago. So bench brawl, a brouhaha now compared to what it actually used to be 25 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, completely different.
Man, when the boogeyman is pointing at Laraque and saying that is the toughest guy I've ever seen in my life, that's something. But it was like World Series when Game 7 and everybody's up in arms. They kind of start leaving the dugouts and going on the field. That is as brawl as it gets these days, right? Like that's oh my! Did you see how it was so crazy? They didn't even swing once.
It was more like a baseball brawl than a old school hockey brawl yesterday. But it was the goalie that got pissed off about it because 2 other players skated by the guy that shot it in the net and didn't do anything. And then the goalie's, well, screw this, I'm going to do it then.
Yeah. And then everybody else has to be involved, right?
Yeah.
We live in an interesting time. We're beyond the time of change. It is in that time where things have changed, and it's like, well, tough people, the way that they were thought of back in the day is completely different now, where it's like, well, who's willing to go and throw a punch and eat a punch?
Yeah.
Not many guys.
Wouldn't it be wild if some more Oilers got involved when McNaven was getting pushed around and slapped in Carolina?
I actually just had that thought in my mind is if that scenario happened with the Oilers the way their team toughness lacks right now, what would they have done? Would they even have gone out on the ice? Or
Nope.
I don't know.
Every man
Probably
for
not.
himself.
They would yell.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't stop it. That's not nice.
They'd yell at the refs.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
They would yell at the refs. It's the time we live in, guys. So it's frustrating. It's annoying. We can look back, and again, I'll point back to what Brant said the other day. I was like, ooh, was that too critical? No, this was very fact driven. What he said is nobody is there to actually throw a punch. Rempe. He's hurt, right?
He's hurt. He's been a long-term injury from a fight. He got hurt in a fight.
Yeah.
Which doesn't happen that often really either, but I guess that's all he does, though. If he's going to get hurt, it's going to be in a fight because there's not much else going on in his game.
Yeah, well, that's true. He is. What is he? 6'7", 6'8"?
But he loses a lot of fights too.
Cass talked about that.
Yeah,
Cass said he would eat him up because his technique isn't particularly great.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Okay, let's talk about the Grey Cup because you talked about the entertainment factor. You talked about it being a better game than the Sunday Nighter, which it was. Montreal loses it on the one, basically. Gee, you and I were watching that game last night together, and we said, that's the game.
The missed field goal is like, okay, there's an opportunity here. This is going to be much closer than it looked like it was shaping up for 3 quarters. And sure enough, Marshall, and still had a chance after that too, right? Like that did not completely seal the deal for them. There was still as there is in the CFL. The game doesn't start till 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So
crazy.
Well, you don't. How many football games you win losing the turnover battle? It was 4-0, was it not?
Yeah.
3 interceptions, a fumble, and Saskatchewan didn't turn it over at all. I mean,
Yeah. Well, Trevor Harris didn't even throw a touchdown.
Yeah.
MVP.
MVP without a touchdown pass.
Well,
I turned it off as soon as it was over. Did he get the MVP?
Well,
yes, he did.
Over 300 yards, 302 yards.
he did throw over 300 yards.
Yeah.
Yes, good point.
I would have given it to the football. Sorry, not a fullback, running back, right?
Willette.
He was hammering.
Yeah, he
Like
was running hard for
old
sure.
school smash mouth stuff, man. It was so fun to watch.
What did you think, though, when he took that roughing penalty late in the game when he buried that guy? And that was costly 15 yards, but Montreal didn't take advantage.
When you play on the edge like that, you can't just switch it on and off. You know, maybe the Oilers should have him come in and give a little talk in between periods one time.
Yeah.
You're right. We understand the emotion of that side of it, but the timing was awful. And it did, like you said, open the window for Montreal to maybe have some hope. I thought it was a good, I appreciate what we saw last night. I thought it was good CFL football.
Well, we talked about it on the show last week with Davis Alexander and how significant of a factor is his injury going to play. Mm-hmm. He wasn't. That was not the Davis Alexander that we've watched. His 3 interception, he didn't have it. Should Moss have pulled him? I realize the backup option is not that good. It's not that good, but he just didn't have it. And then late in that game, he pulled up on that one run that he had. And I mean, man, I don't know. It was just unfortunate that he wasn't healthy. It would have maybe made it a little bit better, better game overall. But
you're right. It starts out with Moss being Jason Moss and throwing deep, right?
Yeah.
And into double coverage, didn't have enough on it. You got to throw that ball where only one guy can catch it or it's incomplete. And it just started out all wrong. And, had to turn down the aggressiveness factor in the play calling a little bit, I felt like anyways. But you're right. He wasn't the same. He wasn't there. And that would have been a big difference for sure.
He underthrew that ball. There was another one where he clearly threw behind the guy. He just didn't have his stuff.
No. And running, there were times when he wanted to and he tried and just, it seemed like he hurt it more.
What do you think that says about the Montreal Alouettes and Davis Alexander? Because I was thinking about this. I'm like, that was a tough loss, yes. Saskatchewan, who's a favorite, won, yes. But if he's healthy, if he can stay healthy in the next 5 to 10 years, he's going to be pissed off, embarrassed that he lost. And I thought to myself, I'm like, look out for this guy because that guy's going to be just ferocious the next few years, and he's going to take over. I'm looking at the Alouettes going, this is the team that you're going to have to deal with for the next 5 years, at least with Davis Alexander at the helm.
Well, let's hope. The CFL needs that next generation of QB coming through and competing against each other and, trying to one-upsmanship each other's throwing arms and legs. It is the CFL. It just doesn't feel like there's that next generation has arrived yet, right? We're still hearkening back at all the the former names, and the one holdover, Bo Levi's still found a way to reinvigorate things here, but that's tail end of that class, and it's just
Trevor Harris, 39 years old.
And finally did it as a starter, right?
Yeah.
Like, good for him. I mean, deserving, I guess, but Saskatchewan they had a heck of a year. You can't take that away from him. And Corey Mace too. Like, he's, young in his head coaching journey, and good for him.
Yeah, he was so calm too. I felt, some of those, like that one penalty they showed him, and it's like, man, you're coach. I think if I was in a situation, I'd been, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, you can't, like, I don't know. I would have been.
I'd old school Jason Moss that and flung the ear set at the Gatorade. Yeah, for sure. Well, but rolling with the punches. Sometimes you got to do it.
It happens. Mistakes happen, guys. It's a crazy sport out there, and so stuff happens. That emotion runs high, and so things like that are going to happen. And his reaction was great. But you mentioned Jason Moss in that scenario. Like, look at how he's matured as a coach over the years, and it's so great to see. He's such a great guy, a local guy, and had a great career here with the team as a player. And then the coaching thing didn't work out, but look at him now.
And we talked about it yesterday. Here's what you got. You got Trevor Harris quarterbacking one team. You got Jason Moss head coaching the other.
Yep.
Neither of those guys were apparently good enough for this town, right?
Yep.
Like, the last time they were together, was the last year Edmonton made it to the playoffs. We're talking 2019. Trevor Harris just laid a beat down on Montreal in the East Semi crossover, and put up a CFL record completions or completion percentage. I can't quite remember in that game, and then turn around and got it handed to him in the East final. But at that point you're like, oh, changes have to be made. This isn't the quarterback we need. This head coach, what has he done? He's just made it to 3 conference finals in his 4 years head coaching.
Remember we talked about the field goal in Calgary?
Yes.
That was the defining moment.
The phantom field goal, right?
Yeah.
Like, why do you kick a field goal there? And I understand, like, you just, you want something so bad, you're like, no, we're getting points out of this. We're getting we're going to kick it back to ourselves.
Yeah.
It just the math didn't add up.
No.
And when you called him out on it afterwards and the next day, he doubled down. He's like, nope, this is it. And Brock Sunderland was even, nope, I support my guy the whole way. It's like, I just remember asking Brock, I'm like, what scenario have you seen this ever happen in the past in any league? And he's like, well, I'm sure it's happened. I can't recall a specific. It's like, I get it. You're backing up your guy, but like you said, young Jason Moss, he has come a long way. It's kind of too bad because there was a time when he couldn't be on the sideline without TSN having a dedicated Jason Moss cam, because you never know when that kettle is going to boil. And there was some wild stuff.
Well, him getting fired from here was a learning moment from him, though. He may not be the coach he is today if that didn't happen.
Oh, for sure. And to cut his teeth here, I mean, no surprise Danny Machocha picked him up at some point, right? Like, those were thick as thieves. I'm sure they called in their old buddy Ricky Ray too to see if he wants to come coordinate some offense or whatever, right? Like, to work with QBs or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's done the guest coaching at training camps thing. And Rick, he was just like, you know what? These guys work tough, ridiculous hours.
Yeah.
I got 2 young kids, and I'd rather just be a dad.
No thanks. Yeah.
The quarterback room still has Anthony Calvillo and Jason Moss.
Amazing.
Even without, like, I know Jason Moss has the Ricky Ray connection. They're good friends, and it would be amazing to see Ricky Ray here, obviously, but even like they had shots of Calvillo, and I was like, damn, he was pretty good too.
Yeah. But that's the old that class of QB, just that old brethren that it was just, they were just fun to watch and made the game different. And I get now there's spring leagues, and yes, it's tougher to find the talent and bring it up here, nurture it into a CFL mind frame, but you got to do it now. You just got to find, like, Edmonton does not have, and we talked about it again, like, Fajardo 2 years removed from three now, Grey Cup MVP status, right? and he shows up here and barely a whisper of the guy arriving here. And no surprise to those of us in the know. I mean, at what point is he going to take over this team? Because they announced Trey Ford is our guy. He's rah in the offseason. And here you go, bring in a head coach saying, hey, you head coach this team. This is going to be your guy. So be prepared. And it's like it was all just window dressing. Because if Trey Ford was going to work out, it would have worked out for the previous regime that drafted him in the first round and would have wanted to see him succeed. Guy's a great athlete. Guy is a great spark plug for the team when they got to bring him in and change things up. My question with him has always been, first of all, injury concerns. Maybe not his fault, but that's the way he plays as well. If you're going to put yourself out there and use your legs and get taken down, it's going to happen at some point. It seems to happen a lot more for him. The other thing is, where is his head at when you need somebody to become a team leader? He's not young anymore.
No,
and that's not an excuse anymore. And he's not what we saw when Mike Riley got in here, took over the starting reins, put this team on his shoulders when nothing else was working. He's like, I guess I'm going to run this myself. And Mike Riley turned into a heck of a run quarterback. Took his lumps. Was able to endure it, and people just saw that and saw the sacrifice he was making and followed the guy to the Grey Cup 10 years ago now, which is wild.
Leadership skills out of Mike Riley and Trey Ford. I mean, that's not on the very different people for sure.
But Murray, you wanted to see more Trey Ford this year.
I did. I still think the team would have had a pretty similar record because I didn't think Cody Fajardo, he was average.
That's all. Yeah. That's all he is. But that's all they've got. And you know what? That's just a Band-Aid situation until they find their next guy. But it has been a long time now since Trevor Harris was here and leading them to playoffs.
Do you envision a scenario though where Trey restructures and stays here as the backup?
That would be phenomenal. If I was running that team, that is exactly what I would want because he is more than capable of backup. He can start games for you. He just cannot be the guy in my mind.
And so is he going to get that opportunity somewhere else to be the guy in this scenario? I'm not sure he will.
I don't know if other teams have seen any different than I have or we have. It'd take a lot of work to get him where they need him to be, and he has all the physical tools for sure. And that's why it's such a shame, and that's why we're all talking about him, because we'd love to see he's built for the CFL physically, but nothing I've seen, even when I was covering that team every day, nothing I saw from him screamed, this is your next starting quarterback.
His brother, first of all, he bought a house here, was renovating, talked about it on this show about how, he was putting himself into the community, integrating himself. He has a young family. His brother just signs a contract extension. That's interesting, Murray and Big G, because, who is going to be your backup? When they sign Cody Fajardo to be the starter.
What if they don't? Then who's the starting quarterback?
But that's up to Cody, obviously, right?
It is.
He needs to decide. It has to be right. The money has to be good. The commitment to him has to be appropriate to his liking, obviously. And that's understandable. Otherwise, the Elks still have Trey Ford under contract. It's an interesting scenario that has to play out, but you ask, where could he go? I think of Hamilton. Sure. Where's Bo Levi going to go? What's he going to do? Is he going to stick around? Now, all of a sudden, you got Trevor Harris winning a Grey Cup as a starter for the first time at 39 years of age. Is he coming back, or is he going to be like, deuces, I won on my own as the guy. I'm out, going out on top. And then who else? There's a couple of situations that are playing out in the CFL where you're like, there could be an opening here. There could be an opening there. And Fajardo actually talked about it. This was going into the season, the 1 year where the chairs were full around the musical chairs were full, and then there was nothing left for him, so he had to become a backup basically. And
like Bethel Thompson.
Thompson. Well,
absolutely.
Let's not kid ourselves. He's a backup at best.
But that's all this club has had since. I mean, and let's not even bring up Taylor Cornelius. But at least then, they brought a kid up and tried him up. That's their only answer. They got to bring somebody up, push Fajardo this year. Fajardo's not a long-term answer either.
No.
They
No,
need to they need to start really digging around and bringing somebody up and and you know what? It's going to be tough to watch because you're going to go through those same growing pains they did with Taylor Cornelius. And that was horrendous to watch at times. That was the paper bag on the front cover of the newspaper fan shot. And fans booing in, third quarter. And the Oilers felt that too.
Yeah, they did.
They felt that too. And since that 9-1 shellacking at the hands of Colorado, is Colorado still top dogs in the league record-wise?
Let's double check after yesterday's games. I was watching football yesterday. So.
I was too.
Yeah.
They're right at the top for sure.
Oilers got booed as well. That's Absolutely. The first time. I've only been covering this team for 2 full seasons. This is my 3rd year, and it'll be 4th playoffs this year. I have not heard that in Rogers Place before, but it was loud and emphatic.
Colorado 4 points up on New Jersey, who's second, and Dallas second in the league. So, they're pacing.
They're playing
That
well.
is a good team.
Yeah, but they weren't necessarily projected by many to be this good before it started. So they're, definitely better than what most people thought they were going to be.
Right. And it makes a difference. And the Oilers are all shrugging off, not anymore, but up till a little while ago, it's still like, sky is falling. You can't put too much faith. It's like, meanwhile, Colorado's just eating everybody's lunch.
You put so much faith in Edmonton that, we got 2 of the best players in the world in Connor and Leon. They have 2 of the best players in the world, McKinnon and McCarr.
Yes. And got rid of number 3 last year, right? Like
that is true.
And also supposed to have a great Oilers defense this year. There was no reason they should have.
I still don't buy that for a second.
I don't understand where that ever came from.
Those metrics can take a hike. Let's go to Big Dave texting in 780-218-9999. Big Dave talking about the football game says, I thought one of the things that cost Montreal the game was their defense never really had Harris under pressure at all in the first half. He had nothing but time and space to execute. And that's kind of his thing is like, if you give him room, he'll take it.
Yeah.
It's not pretty,
Yep.
but it's efficient. And that's kind of who he is. We didn't see pressure on him until what, late in the game? When did they sack him?
Good question.
I don't even remember.
Right?
Good question. Probably by the time you're already doing point math, right?
Right.
Like,
Well, another part of the game I want to get your guys' opinions on that, and it was really early in the game, but Montreal scored a touchdown and then it got challenged and reviewed and overturned on pass interference.
That was the horse color. That was the. Sorry, I'm thinking of the quarterback.
He had his hand on his right hip and reached over to bat the ball down.
At best. Yeah.
And it's supposed to be on a review. It's supposed to be 100%, absolutely that was pass interference. And I'm like, was it? And then that could have. If Montreal scores that touchdown, the whole game maybe potentially plays out different.
That happens to Saskatchewan in the CFL, like Kansas City in the NFL, right? And everybody just kind of rolls their eyes. Oh, they get the friendly call and stuff like that. But I'll tell you, in that West final, like when Saskatchewan pulled that through at the end, I guarantee we probably could have opened the windows and but man, they panned to those. And I saw the best one. I've seen a lot of watermelon helmets over the years, but the best one, they flipped this one guy and I don't know what the temperature was, but he had his toque woven underneath the watermelon frame and then flipped up on the side so you could see the logo on the end. I'm like, that is the first time I've seen that. They just keep getting more and more inventive.
How many shots of guys? Well, there was ladies too crying after the Riders won yesterday.
Yeah.
Crying. And shout out to Pat Janex, piss jug in the nasty chat, who was wearing the Riders suit, Saskatchewan Roughriders suit. And like they had a shot of him and he's like, we're #1, baby. We won. And I'm just like, there's PJ. He used to be with the Saskatoon Blades. But anyway, I just like the fact that they were crying. They're going to have to add a stripe to the pants. We talked about that, Jerry, yesterday, because they have the 4 stripes.
That's right.
And part of it is it's the Grey Cup.
They're going to need another blade of wheat in the logo.
Exactly. So, I don't know. Maybe they are Kansas City of the CFL, but I wouldn't think of it. I would never have thought of it that way.
But the league has teams that they're not sad that have a little success. Is all. Not saying they radio down to the officials and dictate calls or anything like that. But there's got to be a little bit of the officials have to feel it too a little bit. And I don't know. Maybe that didn't happen that time, but I've seen sometimes. Let's talk about entertainment at that game.
MGK.
Not only the halftime, the OLP in the beginning, and it felt a little different to me than Shania dancing around, running around, lip syncing, right? Like,
what'd you think, Murray?
It wasn't bad.
Well, to be honest, I was at my wife's parents', and so at halftime I saw just a little snippet of it because that was supper time. So I missed most of it for supper time. And before the game, we were up ready to watch it. I didn't realize my phone said it was starting at 4:00. I didn't realize it was actually going to start. That was when all the hoopla started. It was close to 5. So we were up and watching it. And then my son said, let's go play a game until the game starts. So I missed a lot of that pre-entertainment because we had to go play a game with my son. So.
If you're a 90s kid, you loved it.
Yeah.
Like it was Our Lady Peace. And I think by association, they're a Winnipeg band because Rain Maida's married to Chantal Kreviazek. I think that's the connection.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right?
You liked it though? You're wanting to talk about it because
they've made
good?
worse. They've made worse decisions.
Yeah.
I mean,
BT was terrible here in 2010. That was an awful
BT?
Bachman Turner.
Yeah.
There was no overdrive. It was just Bachman Turner.
Bachman Turner overhype.
Yeah, it was not good. Like I thought Alessia Cara here, like they've had good halftime shows. They really have. Like Green Day a couple years ago in Hamilton was phenomenal.
Good,
Yeah.
That was tremendous.
Yeah.
I didn't mind Machine Gun Kelly. I thought it was okay. I have no idea about any of his songs. I listened to the boys talk about him having beef with Eminem like 10 years ago and getting buried in a rap battle. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Awanik brought it up that MGK is on tour and he's going through Canada. Ticket sales haven't been crazy good or anything like that. But entertainment wise, I was like, okay, that's something. Like, what else do you want?
Yeah. The budget of the CFL is not going to get you the best.
I think they have budget. That's the thing, though. They're willing to pay.
Yeah.
Like, what would have been? Here's a question. If you had, let's say, pay $1 million, you got to play 18 minutes at halftime. Who would you pitch that to? Here's $1 million for 18 minutes. We'll fly you in, put you up at a hotel.
Knowing you're not going to make
jet.
everybody happy at all,
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
you can't.
but you're still catering towards a specific target of audience.
And we
Like,
need to
hey,
talk about this, by
these-
the way, the audience thing, because there's something going on here.
These 90s kids all of a sudden have their kids now who are to the age where they can sit in a seat and watch a football game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's no mistake.
That's the thing. And we're going to
Theoretically, yes.
So, okay, who would you pitch come play the halftime at the Grey Cup?
I don't know, but I have to bring up when Doman bought the BC Lions, and I remember the Double E was there, meaning I was there, and they had, how did it work out? The pregame show was LL Cool J.
Oh, yeah.
And the halftime was, and this wasn't a playoff game by any means. Maybe season opener.
It was their season opener.
And the halftime was Imagine Dragons. And who would turn that down?
Yeah. You have
Good
to
point.
look at you're trying, all of us old guys, we're already in. You need to target the younger crowd. And I think that's, they need to go after the youngsters. Like, who cares about what we want? Make them happy, whatever that might look like.
Unless you're too old and too white for a former board of a certain CFL team.
Yeah, I mean, my Uncle Diego still goes, I'm just an old white guy? Well, I'm not paying for season tickets. He legit still brings that up.
I got an uncle, the same thing, got rid of their season tickets that same time.
Okay, here are the list of Grey Cup performers over the last decade, and it's actually kind of impressive. I'll be honest with you. I will give it credit, like the league, for going and getting good halftime performances. So Machine Gun Kelly yesterday, right? Take it or leave it. Jonas Brothers, Green Day, phenomenal. Tyler Hubbard, Jordan Davis, Josh Ross. That was in Saskatchewan. Don't remember that. Arkells, Lumineers, K-Flay. Pretty good. That was during COVID. Keith Urban, Alessia Cara, Shania Twain, not lip syncing. One Republic, Fall Out Boy, Imagine Dragons did play the Grey Cup in 2014. Headley, they've had some problems, obviously. 2012, which was the 100th Grey Cup, Justin Bieber, Carly Rae Jepsen, Marianas Trench, and Gordon Lightfoot.
Yeah. Canadiana.
That's a fresh, delicious dose of Canadianity right there. Nickelback, the 99th Grey Cup in BC in 2011.
And who's here? And
Bachman Turner in 2010, which was terrible. Listen, I'm going to say it. In 2009, which is 16 years ago, I don't get Blue Rodeo. I really have no clue. I don't get it. I don't understand the like and desire for them.
13th Man. That was my very first year covering the league. How come everything pre-COVID feels like another lifetime ago, right?
Because COVID was weird.
Oh, buddy. Talk about reset.
Understatement of the universe right there.
But like, you look at these names, and some of them are like big time names. Theory of a Dead Man, Susie McNeil. I think she was on a reality
They were
show.
bigger back then, though.
Lenny Kravitz played in 2007. That's huge. Nelly Furtado, Black Eyed Peas, Tragically Hip, Bryan Adams, Sam Roberts.
Big that decade.
Shania Twain. We're going back to 2002 when it was here.
There's the Shania Twain lip syncing one.
Okay, here's where I just roll my eyes. 2001, Sass Jordan.
Oh my!
In Montreal, awful. And then the new millennium in Calgary welcomed in the Guess Who. So there's some misses on there.
Is that the last Grey Cup Calgary hosted?
No,
2000.
no, because they had one in like 2019. Keith Urban.
Okay.
Yeah.
How
And
in
they're
the
getting it
world did
next year.
Calgary get next year's Grey Cup over Edmonton? I don't get that.
Promising
I guess
bucks to the league.
Yeah.
That's what my understanding is.
But Edmonton has not fallen short in that department either. They've had some good Grey Cup.
Shania Twain. I don't know who played in 1984, and who played in 97? Do you know? At the halftime show? That was Toronto and Saskatchewan in the Grey Cup.
I do not have
2002
a memory for that.
2002, Shania Twain. 2010, Bachman Turner, awful. And then Alessia Cara in 2018, which actually was surprisingly good. Even my dad was like, she was good. And he had no idea who that was.
Nice.
So the Edmonton has hosted one Grey Cup since 2010.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are so due.
2018, yeah.
So due for another one then.
And that, interestingly enough, was the 1 year Moss missed playoffs as head coach.
Yeah.
The other three were divisional final round, so winner goes on the Grey Cup.
Yeah.
Fortunately, two of those were crossover, so apparently that comes with an asterisk, right? Can't win in your own division. There should be one division in this league. Let's not kid ourselves. And there may be. If things play out the way they're kind of being redimensionally sized to, there could be a northern division in the CFL.
Well, Jeff Hamilton was on with JMO and Eric this morning, and he was talking about not Randy Ambrosie. Well, there was a little bit of a reference to Randy Ambrosie, but the way Stuart Johnston came in, reiterated that the game is still 3 downs, it's still 12 players, there's unlimited motion, it's 65 yards wide or 62 yards wide. That's not changing. And he apologized. I don't think he even needed to apologize, but he apologized for leaving that in limbo and people questioning if it was becoming more American. But expansion is on the table.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty obvious it's Quebec City at this point. Could it be more?
Not only Canadian expansion,
yes.
But let's
say what you know.
Let's look at this redefined dimensions that now all of a sudden can fit in. What is it? 70% of all outdoor playing stadiums on the continent. moving goalposts. Why would they move the goalposts? Because fields down there don't want to put another hole in the ground. And like this, it's being shaped up so it can easily be moved now. And not like, that's not the, and they're not being coy. There's no, like nothing is on, who knows how far down on the horizon this is, but it is now being reshaped to fit to plug and play anywhere.
From what I'm hearing, it's not that far down the road.
Well, CFL owners want to make money. And that's a way. Now, hopefully, learn from their past mistakes, but that golden era of expansion, I would have loved to have been covering the league back then. Trips down to Memphis. Give me a break. Yes, sign me up. San Antonio, like.
But do you think CFL's been there, done that, got the T-shirt? What makes you think it could be different this year, especially when so many professional leagues start up in the United States and then they just disappear?
The XFL Spring League is dying.
That's why they want to hitch their wagon up to the CFL, this established league. And, they've got a fan base up there already.
Yeah.
They have guys playing up there who... We have people down here who loved watching in the NCAA.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, this is not that difficult a marriage to figure out. They know the blueprint, what not to do now. Let's not just cash in our $1 million checks every time we sign up a new city.
It's 30 years ago, by the way. 30
times
years.
have changed for sure. Yeah.
I had a buddy in Philadelphia. I told you, he texted me out of the blue. He was watching the Grey Cup. And then he flipped it over because he's in Philly.
His birds were playing.
The birds were playing. Boring ass game until later. But
it did get better.
He was like, holy crap. I had no idea the CFL had American teams until I found out my buddy's dad was one of the owners of the Sacramento Gold Miners.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And
that's wild.
I read that text. I'm like, you kidding me right now? What? Hello, first of all, I haven't talked to you in a while, Adam. Good to see you. And then he's like, yeah, my buddy's dad owned the Sacramento team in the CFL. That's crazy. I'm like, well, that's a really long time ago. Yeah. Really long time ago. And there's a lot of American teams. I'm leery of an American expansion again.
Yeah.
But like
what happened with The Rock? Wasn't he supposed to come in and save the CFL?
Well, he's not even doing the XFL stuff. They got out of that.
Not doing anything.
It was not successful.
No,
one was going.
It's dwindling.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm leery. Again, I'll reiterate that. Very leery of expansion to the U.S., tying your horse to the XFL, Spring League, whatever. Very leery of that. But like G was alluding to, I think there is a real desire to build this up.
I think it's happening.
Beyond 10 teams.
You should be leery of it. There's no reason it can't be more than 10 teams if it's done right. Let's just say this. This is a much better vision than whatever the heck that CFL 2.0 mess was that the commissioner couldn't even explain to us when we asked what it means.
That was weird.
That's just spaghetti at the globe and hope something cooks up.
They need to get rid of the global player. Remember they were announcing like we're partnering up with the Finnish Pro Football League. It's like, well, what is that? Yeah. They have pro football in Finland, France, this, that. It's like I watched some of those Mexican League football highlights, and I was like, this is brutal. It was like being played on a indoor soccer stadium, basically. It was like arena football, essentially. So anyway, you're right. The Randy Ambrosi thing was a bit strange. Okay, I'm going to get to this one, guys. 780-218-9999. This is the EST Hangout. Text us, Tom Gazzola, Murray McCourt, and Gerry Moddejonge after the glow of the Grey Cup. We're basking
Really
in it the next day. Yeah.
Really a glow.
Well, and that's something that I want to ask you guys about as well. But Abutsky says, Tommy, you and I seldom disagree. Thank you, Abutsky. You're a smart man. But you are way off with Bachman Turner's actual performance in 10. Did you hear them play, or are you just pissed off with the selection? Yes, I heard them play. I can only listen to Taking Care of Business, but it was just so wah-wah, for a lack of a better term. There was no overdrive. There's no guess who. It was Bachman Turner. They were old as you know what. And I said to Abutsky, the best part about that night was the pyro during the halftime show. Yes, the music was nice. It was good. But like you want some you want some levity and some punch to it, and be like, all right, these guys or this artist is phenomenal, and it was just like, well, these guys were really good in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and you know, that one song in the Santa Claus got some play in 1995. Outside of that, no.
I want to know how you have a memory that you can remember this. That's 15 years ago.
He was young and
I was
impressionable
there.
back then.
I was there. I was sitting in my seats.
You and 62,999 others, because that was the old seats still.
That's
back
right.
then.
Before they put in the new seats and
They
it became
jammed it in
55,000.
there.
Speaking of that, guys. Okay. Like this league and okay, so yesterday we went to a local establishment to watch the game. And pretty much everybody was there to watch the Grey Cup. It wasn't full. There was that one big table with Jim Zorn, Jersey guy, watching the Seahawks, very upset about what happened in that game. But even at points, they're like, okay, can we take a couple of TVs and switch them from the Grey Cup to the Sunday Nighter?
Yeah.
And that's concerning. And to be honest with you, like, young people aren't watching the CFL.
To be fair, that Sunday Nighter was supposed to be like a
No,
heavyweight
top dog showdown.
Yeah.
And sure, it turned out to be a dud. But I mean, going back to this whole American expansion with that and the interest level of stuff, like in America, this NFL and college football, is there room for more? It's every other league that's come and gone, including the CFL, has shown no, there's not room for more. So that's where my concern comes from when they do this again.
Where else can you go? Where else can they go?
Yeah.
The CFL is not a bad game. It is certainly entertaining, even though those last 3 minutes are the best by far.
Yeah.
Right. You know, maybe Quebec, although Quebec City is such a big university football town, I imagine they have to get the okay from the powers that be. And I'm not talking political, but the money funding Rouge or types to see if, hey, is there room here for CFL? Where are they going to go? And you want to talk about young audiences who eat football up, you got to look down south. And will they have? Are they going to be full by the time spring rolls around? I mean, there's just what else are you going to do? Who else are you going to? You can't market it to Mexico or Japan or Finland or wherever. That didn't really pan out in anything.
It was terrible.
So this is their only shot. And now partnering with a spring league instead of throwing your own expansion locations down there and throwing a map at the country and throwing in Memphis, throwing in
Shreveport, Louisiana.
Hey man, like so that's not the way to do it. Let's get a league and partner and get our divisions. And I mean, you can't tell me there's not a football audience down there that want to see how much do we talk about up and coming junior hockey players and the draft and all that stuff. And so these NCAA football players aren't good enough to be the 1% and play in the NFL. They can still go to the CFL. They can still be playing some impressive football outdoors, not in an arena, and a pretty exciting game. And it's real easy to broadcast now to audiences all over the place. You know, maybe times have changed enough where I'm not saying it's going to be easy or it's going to be successful, but that's really the only place they have to go. So
or just stay here.
So let's and grow where you can't throw a team in Saskatoon. You can't
If they just get to 10 teams, whether it's Quebec City, whether it's Halifax, 5 in the East, 5 in the West.
Not a 21-week schedule. Make it 19. You don't have 3 bye weeks.
Start a couple weeks earlier.
Yes. Well, that's the plan. That they're going to do that.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. But here's the thing. These CFL owners want to start making some money off this thing instead of just sinking it and using it as tax write-offs. And to do that, you have to expand. You have to widen your audience. You have to get bigger and better.
Yeah.
But that could also ruin you.
Yeah, I guess. So it didn't work. Is the CFL going to fold? Maybe it's going to fold anyways at some point, and they're projecting at the horizon, look, this is our one last shot. I have no idea. Yeah. But they can't just stand pat.
No. I'm concerned that 20-year-olds do not give 2 iotas about the CFL.
Yeah.
That is very much problematic, in my opinion.
Or sports at all. How many places are getting filled up anymore?
That's a good point.
There are hot zones for every league and everything, but
a lot of like, if you're like young people going to Oilers games, they can't afford it. I mean, like prices of hockey tickets are so ridiculous that I mean, for a family to go to a hockey game and their parents introduce the kids, hey, we're going to take you to an Oiler game on a Saturday night or something like that. Like, good luck, because that's you're not going to take a summer vacation just to go to one Oiler game. Yeah.
You're right about that. You can price yourself out of the market for sure.
Yeah.
780-218-9999. It is the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage. Portions of this hour brought to you by The Hive Product Marketing. If your company needs merchandising or anything like that, check out thehiveproductmarketing.ca. Touch base with Chelsea. She's fantastic. Products that bring the buzz. Bones texting in said, remember when the Killers played? Me neither. So anyway, I replied to Bones in the text line, Paris Jewelers inbox, and I said, well, they did play the Aussie Rules football final, and that league, they have 100,000 seat stadiums, and the final is massive, right? They had like Kiss a couple of years ago. They get like huge global acts like the Killers, who played it a few years ago. So I think the Killers would be wonderful for the halftime show at Grey Cup in the future. So Bones, thank you. And then Abutski's going at me about BT and my dislike for them. Abutski says BNT was a questionable choice, but they played really well, as did Alessia Cara. Shania Twain deserves to be roasted for mailing it in back in 2002. Yes, but she had a redemption tour.
That's right.
When she came back, was it in Ottawa the one year where it was snowing? And she came on the fake sled and she actually sang.
This time.
Yeah. And 2002 was weird. 2002, 2003 at Commonwealth, because remember that original Heritage Classic? Do you remember who sang the Canadian national anthem at the Heritage Classic? Polina Gretzky.
Oh, wow.
While she was trying to launch her musical career. And
wonder how she got that opportunity.
Yeah, right? That was also lip synced. So
was it?
Yeah.
What is she doing? I know you would know that because your buddy's with her.
She's very nice. She's a very nice lady. She's her and JT or DJ, pardon me, not JT. Her and DJ are married with kids, and they travel around. They live in Florida.
Right.
Yeah,
She's married to him. I forgot about that.
I
should know that.
She's got about 150 million sheets in the bank.
Yeah.
I can forgive lip syncing that because her teeth would have been chattering the entire
Yeah,
anthem.
it was
It was
cool.
like minus 25.
Come on.
Yeah.
It was cold that weekend.
Yeah. That was the OG outdoor game.
Yeah, man.
But she sang the anthem. Yeah, her and DJ married, living in Florida.
Yeah.
2 kids, 2 boys.
Yeah, he doesn't really even play golf anymore. Like,
Well,
not well, anyways.
no, I think he's just been mailing it in for the last little while. To be
Why
honest,
does he
with you.
have to? He got the bankroll, so he's good.
If someone paid you 150 million, was like, you know what, we're gonna fly you here every weekend. You can wear shorts too. By the way, you don't have to play 4 rounds. You only have to play 3, which is changing by the way.
That.
And I want to get your opinion on that.
Wow.
Is the Live Tour done?
Yes, the Live Tour is done.
Shocking.
Yeah. But until they decide they don't want to keep throwing money at it, then it's not done. But in terms of credibility and whatnot, it's done. Like, I'll be really fascinated this offseason to see if any names actually go, because obviously they're going to get rid of some guys.
Yeah.
And who's going to go? I don't think anybody's going anymore.
No.
Because I don't think they're also going to throw out the big bankrolls that they did in the past to get guys. But it's just time that those guys came back, like, and play, like, just quit it. It's going to be difficult to happen because all those guys that didn't take the bank are going to say, you can't just let those guys roll back in here and whatnot. There's going to have to be something happen, whether they just can't play for a year or something.
Is there a qualifying process?
Well,
right?
yeah, or you're starting from nothing. You go back to Q school and maybe you're playing on on the Corn Ferry Tour for a year and earn your status that way. I mean, something like that is probably has to happen. Otherwise, you will just piss off all the guys that didn't take the bag, right? So
Didn't DJ like drop to 800th in the world in his ranking?
He's completely irrelevant in the game now.
Yeah. I don't think he cares, to be honest with you.
Why would you?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it's personalities. I mean, some people, if they have the money, they say, hey, I still want to compete. I still want to show that I'm the best in the world.
Right.
And he doesn't. And that's up to him.
John Rahm, what do you get? 300 million?
Yeah, something ridiculous like that. And yeah, he's fallen off. And,
Yeah.
I'm going to forget his name right now. Aussie guy that I thought he was going to be the next best player in the world, and he took off to...
Was that Cameron
Smith? Cam
Yeah,
Smith.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be the next guy, and then he goes over there, and now he's garbage too. It's just so disappointing.
Will, when Liv eventually fades away, because that's definitely where it's going, will there be any impact of Liv on the PGA? Is there going to be any rule changes or anything like that where it's like, well, the PGA adopted this and it's great. Like, are we going to see that the indoor league again that they had?
So, yeah.
Yeah, is that kicking up again?
I think it will be, yeah.
Yeah, interesting. I don't know. Golf's in an interesting place too. It's a bit of a pickle, but
Not a bad pickle. I mean, golf is booming like crazy right now.
well, golf's a great sport. Great sport.
Most days.
Most days, yeah. All right, it is hour number 2 of the EST Hangout. Tom Gazzola, Murray McCourt, and Gerry Moddejonge. We were talking about the Grey Cup yesterday. Saskatchewan Roughriders, champions for the 5th time in history. Well done. Congratulations, stubble jumpers, and enjoy what was an interesting Grey Cup. I mean, and then Abutski, no hard feelings about making fun of Bachman Turner. There was no overdrive in 2010. Yes, the musical performance, they played well. It just was an underwhelming choice, is what I'm saying. Alessia Cara was good in 2018. Machine Gun Kelly, I thought was entertaining yesterday. We need more youth following the CFL, and maybe fantasy helps with that. And I mean, a good example was what Gerry and I were talking about. Is like, we're in the 3rd quarter, and people are like, can we switch that one TV, the big one, and then that one, and that one to the Sunday nighter? And it was a boring-ass game. And it's like, no, this is a Grey Cup. But still, it does happen. So I think that is concerning, because if it's happening here, it's probably happening across the country. We do have hockey tonight. The Oilers are playing the Buffalo Sabres. They're continuing the 7-game road trip. They do win in Carolina, surprisingly. It was like the first time since 1988, as Jack Michaels alluded to, that the Oilers beat the Whalers/Hurricanes franchise in back-to-back games. Ooh. Yeah. Is this team back? Is it good through 20 games? Are we... I mean, Gerry, you're there with me at the rink every day.
I have to say, the only thing I've seen the past 2 years is this is right around when they start taking off. But that also is not 7 road games and 11-day stretches at this time. So, but what, 2-1? Yes, they were overtime wins, but 2-1 heading into, like, this will be halfway through the road trip in Buffalo. It's not impossible.
This should be the free space on the bingo card tonight, because Buffalo is Buffalo.
Unless they think about it that way.
Well,
and then it always comes back to bite them. But
every year at this time of the year on the Hangout for the last 3 years or however long we've been doing this, at this time of year, goaltending sucks. The defense sucks. They get no depth scoring. It's the same thing year over year over year. And 2 years in a row, they somehow, some way, as terrible as they are,
good point.
They end up in the Stanley Cup final. So, Hyman back.
That was
huge.
noticeable.
Yeah,
11 hits.
Absolutely.
11 hits the other night.
Yeah, and get Nuge back. Some of those depth guys that get pushed down and like lost Stetcher on waivers, which and
I think that is insignificant to me.
Probably.
Really.
Although I am not a regular fan at all. I mean, he was drafted by my Blackhawks. He's sucked, and he's a Stan Bowman pet, and he's not an NHL defenseman.
Okay, but from what we were talking about earlier, how this team has no heart, no drive, and no guts, the couple of games he did play, he was in people's faces.
Yeah,
and
it can be a little physical,
maybe
sure.
Compared to the rest of the team, he brought some of that.
Yeah.
Someone has to.
Yeah,
Certainly not Trent Frederick.
Maybe speaking of different colored jerseys. Maybe they should just throw a black jersey on him. He'd be more comfortable and can throw some fists. Like what happened?
I don't know.
How come he's not that guy?
I don't know. We had Brent Myers on Hello Hockey on Saturday, and I mean, again, I'll point it out. Benny put out the clip on our social media, and Brent said it. He's like, if I was playing, and listen, you're going back to a different era, and the only guy I had to go up against was Trent Frederick, who can score, can skate, he can play. He has that physical edge. Well, that he has done it in the past.
Resume, yeah.
But he said, like, that isn't a night where I'd be scared. There's no heavy in the Oilers lineup that would scare me and persuade me to not push my weight around.
Or taking your shots at
exactly
one of the two superstars.
And it happened last week in Philadelphia. People were talking about McDavid getting ragdolled by like Travis Konechny, for crying out loud. Come on, you guys. Like
teammates in Four Nations last year.
Yeah, exactly. But there's no real jam on this team. I mean, Darnell Nurse can be a mean, tough guy, the kid from Hamilton, but he doesn't do it.
No.
Brent Frederick hasn't done it.
Matthias Ekholm, like those physical days are probably past his career, but he's still a big guy. Like, why would you mess with the big old bearded Viking like that? Yeah. But they don't do anything, so why not?
Yeah, that's a great point. Like, the team should just be taking liberties on Connor and Bush and Dry all day long because they know nothing's going to happen.
Yeah. But are they back? Does that win signify that they're going to be okay?
TBD. Maybe that 9-1 was rock bottom and they're bouncing back.
I was flipping back and forth because my Hawks were playing Toronto.
Yeah.
And then
good win, by the way.
Yeah.
We appreciated that on Saturday.
Absolutely. And then that game. And in the second period, like the ice was so tilted. Carolina just skated circles around them. They weren't even there. So are they back? Man, Carolina is a good team.
Sure.
They are a really good team. But they skated circles around the Oilers for a lot of that. And hey, Stuart Skinner showed up.
Yes, he did.
Stuart Skinner gave him legit, absolute quality goaltending. And, they ended up getting 2 points out of it. And a lot of that's on Stu, and people can bash him all they want. But that game, you can't.
Nope. Murray, people have turned on Calvin Pickard, by the way.
They have.
They've turned on Calvin Pickard, which is incredible because he's a backup goalie.
Yeah.
This just proves my point when I said since he got here, I'm not saying he's bad. He could be very well that Trey Ford, like, hey, we got a good solid backup here. And he's done it in the playoffs when it mattered most.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the past couple of years, you look and see who he's played against. They were cherry picking teams for him. He was not. They would throw Stu out against the tough competition and give Calvin the easier nights, and his numbers reflected it. And I don't know if they were trying to build him up at all, but like Stu paid for that too because he all of a sudden didn't get those bingo marks on the calendar, right?
So I think he's getting it tonight, though, isn't he? They got to ride him for a while, I think.
But that's just it. They just need this one. Oh, we shouldn't have got that win. Oh, he stole a win for us. They just need these little steps here and there to build off of, and then all of a sudden they're, like 2 years ago, 8 wins in a row, 16 wins in a row, and they're flying. You're not talking about are they going to make the wild card? You're talking about where they're going to end up in the.
Well, that's the other thing too. Is like standing wise, they're actually not in a.
They're in the playoff spot right now. They're second wild card.
Yeah, they're tied for the second wild card.
It's tight.
They're 1 point behind Anaheim and Seattle in the Pacific. LA is at 24 points, top in the Pacific through 19 games. The Oilers have played 20. Tonight's the 21st game of the season. They're right there. And like a lot of people, and we've seen it on the post-game show, and I appreciate this, and I can't disagree. It's kind of been like a unpleasant, unsatisfactory first 20 games, right? Where you look at the Oilers and you go, well, they only really had like 2 or 3 good games this year. And
6-3 over Montreal. That was a solid performance.
That comeback was good. You know, they woke up in the second period against Utah. They had that good game against Vancouver, the second game of the year. There hasn't been a lot of moments where you're like, yes, this team is on it. But they're still right there. And you can't deny that. And people can project them to be not a contender and not a
Right.
strong team, and there's holes in the lineup. I won't disagree with that, but they're giving themselves a chance.
Yeah.
And Nuge comes back, and all of a sudden they're down to 6 new faces, including Frederick.
Yeah.
You know, so that's going to take, like, they were playing with more than half of their forwards were, you know, brand new. It takes time. You know.
Yeah. Murray, how are you looking at this team going into
Same
the rest
thing I
of the
said
month?
last week. I mean, I think people that 9-1 drubbing, man. So they had a bad night in Colorado, a good night. Who cares? They didn't get any points. If they would have lost 2-1, whatever,
Same thing.
it's same
Yeah.
thing. So throw that one in the garbage, move on, keep plugging along, and sooner or later they're going to get on this little roll, string 2 or 3 or 4 wins in a row, and they'll jump up those standings. And look, Edmonton Oilers are in first place. Huh.
Like we knew all along.
Yeah.
Don't worry about
They're
it.
tied with Chicago right now, by the way.
Oh, I know. Except we have 2 games in hand. Just so you know.
Chicago has 2 games in hand on the Oilers. That is true.
Well,
is
and
very
that's an
true.
interesting one. Like, because most experts, Chicago's playing better than I expected this year. I
Yes.
didn't expect when I see all the experts were picking them to be like San Jose and them, the bottom 2 teams again. I'm like, you guys even pay attention to the team and know what's going on? You don't, because they're not that bad.
Yeah.
And then now they always talk about 70% of the teams that are in a playoff spot at Thanksgiving make the playoffs. Like at some point, if Chicago just keeps plugging along and doing what they're doing, when are people going to say, holy crap, the Blackhawks have turned the corner and the cavalry is still coming. We still got so many great young players that are going to be on the scene
Yep.
even later this year or the beginning of next year. And like,
Hey, man, that's impressive given how, like, they're pretty successful for a while there, and that was not so long ago. And you start looking at Edmonton, when was their last good big long run? Oh, that's going back a little bit.
The 80s?
To reload like that.
Yeah.
And yes, it's going to take time, but man, to do it this soon after and whenever it ends up happening, that's not bad.
And like we have a real GM, not like the GM that the Oilers
Oh my
have that used to
gosh.
be with the Hawks. The trade the Hawks made last year, like you talk about Darnell Nurse here in Edmonton and this albatross of a contract. The Blackhawks had Seth Jones, who was playing better than Nurse. He always has played a little better than Nurse, even though the Blackhawks are a bad team. But people were saying at that contract, the Blackhawks, to get rid of that contract, they're going to have to add in a sweetener and they're going to get nothing back. Our GM got Spencer freaking Knight. Go look at the stats right now.
Yeah.
He's might be the best goalie in the league so far this year. And not only do we get Spencer Knight, we get their first round draft pick this year. So, and every time I'm watching the scoreboard, keep losing, guys, keep losing, Florida.
Yeah.
Because, man, right now they have a worse draft, or they would have a better draft pick for Chicago than Chicago's own pick.
But that's a good point too, Mark, because Florida, it's unsustainable, especially salary cap era, that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. Just to keep at the top of your game, and all of a sudden you're going to fall off a cliff. So to have Edmonton, yes, that close, didn't win the Stanley Cup, but middle of the road all of a sudden doesn't look that bad for the Stanley Cup runner-up when the winners can't even see how far
Florida's
they drop.
9-8-1 right now through 18 games. They are on the outside looking in, 3 points back of a wild card spot in the East. The East is super tight, as is the West.
Yeah, it's early still.
It is early, but like you look in the East, Toronto's second last, tied with Washington,
Yikes.
1 point up on Florida. Buffalo dragging up the rear at 16 points so far. Calgary in the Western Conference, worst in the league at 5-12-3, 13 points. Nashville sucks. St. Louis sucks. And then San Jose is ahead of both those teams. Nashville and St. Louis at 16 points as well, by the way.
Calgary with a goalie, we should point out, is doing this.
But nothing around him, which
Pick your
I thought
poison.
they would be better.
Well, Oilers tonight, I saw who the goalie is for Buffalo. I'm not even going to remember his name right now.
Luukkonen?
No, it was some guy I never even heard of.
Well, I think we had people asking, like, should the Oilers trade for Devin Levi? And his coach in Rochester was like, we need him to make a save last week. Let's take a look.
Oilers fans are also clamoring for what's his
Connor Ingram?
Connor Ingram to come up, and until the last game, he couldn't stop a puck either. So
Yeah.
but he played pretty well in his last game. So now he had one good game.
It's
Should he just
it's
come
up
up?
and
I
down.
mean,
That's his career though.
for sure. Yeah. But Ryan McLeod is on the top line for Buffalo.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Hey.
I mean, when he was here, I mean, he was such a great skater, but just never got the results. The mind and the hands didn't keep up with the legs, and you know, I don't know what his stats are. I just heard their lineup today and saw he was on the first line with Tuck and whatnot, and was like, oh.
Colton Ellis is the goalie. He
Never
wears
heard
number 92, that old goalie number 92.
Oof.
Never heard of him.
Yeah.
I have no idea where he came from.
He is from Nova Scotia. He is 6 foot 190 pounds, born in 2000. So, yeah, kind of a journeyman. Let's go to his stats.
How old is he?
25.
Oh,
Yeah. He's only played 3 games. He's 2-1 with a 3.36 GAA, 895 save percentage. Does have an assist, you guys. So that is good.
this is lining up for the Oilers to win 9-0.
Well, you'll have people text in and be like, listen, the Oilers are good at giving guys their first wins, milestone accomplishments. They get goalied by backups. Colton Ellis has played in the QMJHL, began his pro career with Springfield in 21-22. 3 years in the ECHL.
Oh my God.
Worcester Railers, Tulsa Oilers, got called up to Springfield in 23-24, back down to the ECHL with Orlando, then with Springfield last year, and now is in the NHL. So, yeah, he is a journeyman goaltender. If he's starting tonight, I mean, you would think, in theory, that the Oilers could take advantage. But
Now they are on, the 4th game
Fourth
in a
stop.
row on
Yep.
the road of
Yeah.
7 games. So
Yeah.
they might not have their best in that scenario, but
Wow.
boy, those guys got to be licking their chops at this
I would hope so.
setup.
This text says, my daughter just informed me that the Oilers are 6-0 when they receive goaltending over 900. That's a good stat.
I saw that stat.
That's a good
too,
stat.
yeah.
Now, I would tell you that the Oilers defense sucks.
That's right. A lot of those were probably perimeter shots, and defense was having an on game.
Well, like the league average is like 898 right now.
That's wild.
It is wild.
That is just watching it
Yeah.
go down.
Well, the defense maybe around the league then is.
Maybe.
I mean, it's because
Shooters are getting better.
goaltenders are.
Yeah.
I mean,
Power plays are
Efficient.
efficient.
And that's the thing all the time when I listen to your post game show, Tommy,
Thank you.
and people are. I always listen to it in the morning though because it's too late for me. But
fair.
I get up and I listen to it and I just listen to people bitch and complain about the goaltending and whatnot. It's like, do people not realize they're playing against NHL teams with NHL players who are trying to score?
Yeah.
So
They want to win too, right, Murray?
yeah.
Yeah.
So, man, there's 2 teams on the ice. Both are trying to win.
Yeah.
Goals are going to go in the net.
Getting
It's
paid
gonna happen.
exorbitant paychecks to do
Exactly.
so.
Yeah.
So, like, it's just like, come on. And like a common thing that gets said a lot. Oh, you'd like to get a save there. But the other team would like to get a goal there.
Yeah.
So sometimes you're going to make that big save and that big moment and that big glorious 10 alarm scoring chance, and sometimes you're not.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just mind-boggling to me that people, it's always the Oilers' fault. It's always the defense sucks, the goaltending sucks. And you know what? The defense does kind of suck. They run around like the chickens with their head cut off.
Or
and
just watch.
And
Oh my
they're
God.
just, they just watch. They're not banging guys in. They're not aggressive, hitting guys into the boards. And I mean, there's so many things wrong with their defense. But it's still, to me, it's like, you guys realize they're playing against. They lost to frickin' Colorado minus 9-1 because Nathan McKinnon and Cale Makar were on their game.
Exactly.
Top players in the world were on
killed
their
them.
game, and Oilers weren't, and they beat them. Like
And gave up halfway through.
Sure, and
That's a good point.
Yeah,
But that's an excellent point because, like, why do you think Stu Skinner switches off social media when training camp comes in, right? And just like, why would you want to be bombarded by people's opinions all the time that are always the same, no matter what you do?
yeah.
Like there's ebbs and flows, there's ups and downs. But this probably isn't your greatest, show of this year.
No, I think it is.
We still power through.
Yeah. No, I think it's brilliant, actually. No, I'm just kidding. But you're right. Like, you're never going to please everybody.
Yeah.
We've clearly seen that. I mean, the Oilers have not been particularly great this year. That's fair. But they have managed to stay in the mix.
Right. It's not just like where they leave off, and then people just want them to pick up there again. And that's just not how this group is built.
Yeah, they're not wired that way.
No.
Absolutely not.
They understand that, as long as they're peaking by the right time, and we saw this during the playoff stretch last year, not pedal to the meddling it to the point where they flatline later on and the longer the playoffs go. Like, how interesting was that? Florida did it too. How many guys do we see little banged up, little bump, little bruise? Oh, we're just gonna sit you for this.
Well, and to be fair with Florida, though, Barkov's out for the year. He's not coming back. Kachuk hasn't played a game this year. He's coming back, sounds like January, just in time for Olympics. So if you take, is that their version of Connor and Leon?
Yeah, sure.
You take Connor and Leon out of the Oilers lineup.
Yeah.
Oh my, the Oilers aren't 9-8-1 if those two are out.
That's true.
They're right down there with Calgary and St. Louis. So yeah, I don't know. It's tough.
Good point. But there's something to be said about saving some in the tank for it's hard to do because as soon as playoffs start, you got to pedal the metal. And, Bouchard and Kane don't step up like they do against LA. That they don't even get out of the first round.
Yeah.
But
that is true.
As it goes on, as they learn the first time around, like those big guns had no bullets left in the chamber after, into that fourth round. They were ineffective, invisible.
Yeah.
So, you start thinking, maybe do they really care as much about seeding and positioning coming down the playoff stretch, or do they take it easy a little bit?
Yeah.
The Olympics looming is interesting because last year we had the Four Nations. We kind of brushed it off, and then the Four Nations became a thing.
Yeah.
Like, it was phenomenal hockey. Yeah. And now the Olympics, I mean, that is the global stage. That is what everyone has been building towards. Part of me thinks that, like, there is guys kind of reserving some of their mojo,
for sure,
keeping it in the tank for the Olympics. And I get it. This schedule has been crappy. I was going to use an expletive there. This has been a crappy schedule, a league-wide, not just Oilers-wide, league-wide, where it's like you're playing every second night. They have that 2-3 week window in February for the Olympics. The travel's been crazy. I mean, we just talked about the Columbus Blue Jackets. They started their road trip on Long Island, came out west, went to the West Coast, came to Alberta, back to the West Coast to Seattle to finish the trip, then go back to Columbus, 1 day off, then they face the Oilers, beat the Oilers, by the way. Like, a lot of teams are going through crappy scheduling because of this Olympics. So I think there is something to that, legitimately.
Well, not only that, but how much are these guys going to spend on the world's biggest stage, sporting stage? And what is March going to look like? All of a sudden, all the top names of the league are just, they don't have that quick first step, that extra, Do
you think we're going to see injuries too?
Sure. Although Four Nations, part of what made Four Nations so great, I think, for all of us was how physical it was. I mean, those fights and stuff like that. That is absolutely not happening in the Olympics.
Well, it can't. Yeah, exactly.
And so, I mean, that's why, like, when you look at people saying Tom Wilson on the team, Tom Wilson would have been perfect on the Four Nations team.
Right.
I don't believe he's perfect for the Olympic team, but you talk about guys that are maybe dogging it or whatever, saving themselves for some of those guys better worry about their job on the team, their spot on the team. When you got guys like Connor Bedard and Macklin Celebrini, top 5 in the league in scoring, they're trying to get onto that team.
Do you think one of them gets on that team?
Well, there was a big survey I saw online the other day that said, who do you think should be on the team? Connor Bedard was one option. Macklin Celebrini was one option. Both was the third option, and none was the fourth option, and there was something like 6,000 people voted, so it was a good sample size. 73% said both.
I mean, they're top of the league scoring.
Yeah, it's
Give the people what they want.
well, and there's some really good high end guys, top six forwards are there on the team that or should be on the team that are going to age out. Like Sidney Crosby's not going to be in the next Olympics. Well,
That's right.
Probably not, yeah.
the faces in 4 years is going to be Bedard and Celebrini. So perhaps they should take them to give them that experience because they're going to be the guys in 4 years. So I would like to see them both there. And they play different. Like Celebrini is like Bedard has really stepped up his D game this year. Like he's not bad defensively at all. But he's not as good defensively as Celebrini. Celebrini is a Jonathan Taves type of player.
I wanted to ask you this because a lot of people are saying Celebrini's better than Bedard, and you are a Hawks guy. You watch Bedard. Like, what's your take on that duo and
last
and
year
how
I
they're
would have
compared?
said sure,
Yeah,
100%. This year, they're different players. They have differences in their games. Like I said, I think Celebrini is Jonathan Taves 2.0 with more offensive ability than Taves. So he's a stud. He's a beast.
Yeah.
And, Bedard, he's very reliable now this year defensively. He really worked hard on his skating. He went from being like an average skater in the NHL a year ago to now he's an elite skater in the NHL with his speed. If you go look at all the stats, the speed he has, and you just watch him, he flies around and burns guys like you wouldn't believe. So, but he's a different player than him. He's more of the Patrick Kane style, but he's way better defensively than Patrick Kane ever thought about being. So yeah, they're different players. They're really good friends. They've trained together all summer in Vancouver. So it's kind of hilarious the narrative out there about Connor versus Macklin Celebrini because they're legitimately like best of buddies. So there is no competition between them. They kind of laugh at it. I've seen them both recently interviewed and asked about it.
respect that, by the way.
Yeah. So anyways, they're just different players. They're both absolutely phenomenal, having phenomenal years. They're going to be phenomenal for next 15 years. So why compare them? Let's just enjoy the fact that, hey, they're two great young players that we get to enjoy for a long time.
Okay, but who's got the better shot?
Well, that one's pretty obvious.
He does have a sick shot, by the way. Johnny the accountant actually texted. Thank you, Johnny, for these texts. Two of them here. Says the low league save percentage, we're talking about the goalies here, is due to a few things. One being the NHL is more focused on skill and offense than ever before. I can't deny that. Two is that the league has an overall lack of superstar goalies. Remember back in the day where like every team had a legit like star in net? That's gone.
Like CFL quarterbacks.
Like CFL quarter. Touche, G.
Gone, yeah.
Touche. Johnny says, many of the starters now, although good goalies, are more like great backups than star starters. That is why I think there's not a lot of goalies out there that are an improvement on Skinner. I agree with that.
That's a fair point.
And you look at like the free agent market next year, like the best one was Scott Wedgwood, who just signed an extension with the Avs. The lumberyard continues on.
Yeah.
And he's had a great season too, by the way. Johnny the accountant also adds, the Olympics will be great hockey, but will not be as good without Russia. Do you know if there's any talk of allowing Russia in?
No.
Johnny.
Zero chance
Filthy
they're
cheating,
playing.
Russia.
Yeah, like when it comes to like the Olympic Committee or the IOC, like that's a big niche, as we like to say with Russia. I think like hockey-wise, in the hockey world, there would be a desire to have Russia involved.
Oh, it's
Maybe
historic.
the NHL sees it differently, right? Like the NHL would be more persuaded by dollars and having the best players, and that would include Russia. However, the image of that would be atrocious right now, considering everything that's gone on in the last 3-4 years.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, and when it comes to like the IOC, like they're not letting Russia back in. Russia's in big time timeout. It's as simple as that.
I would also say if you look at Russia's defense, they would not beat Canada or USA in my opinion. Their defense isn't good enough.
USA is like top dog in hockey. Like it's okay to say it.
Yeah.
They are the best hockey nation in terms of like just how good they are. Look at the World Juniors. And Murray, like I can see you're grimacing. We as Canadians have pride. We should be the best hockey country, but they're doing it right.
Yeah.
And those seeds are now blossoming, and we're watching it.
Okay. The USA had a wave of really good high-end players that you're talking, like the Jack Hughes and different guys that came up and on that World Junior team. You watch this year. The problem for Canada this year might be that they have too many guys in the NHL that should be playing on the team. But Canada will beat USA in the World Juniors this year.
Yeah.
USA's wave of colossal superstars has passed, and sure, there's probably going to be another wave coming up. But the rosters, if you look at the rosters of who should be there from Canada and USA, it's not going to. Canada will kill them.
World Juniors is one thing, but like World Championships, Olympics, like I think
Four Nations we won.
barely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was phenomenal. That was like the best.
That
hockey.
was unbelievable.
The
I
best
agree.
hockey.
Success breeds funding, and
Yeah.
it just I know things all come in waves, but trending upwards, I'd have to say.
Canada and Sweden should be the top two dogs in the World Juniors this year.
Where are we at as Canadians with our development program? And that's kind of what I was getting at is like, we're not,
U.S. development program's solid.
yeah, we're kind of tripping over ourselves here.
Fallen behind a little bit. I agree. But yeah, like USA, absolutely. They had this wave of incredible guys.
Yeah.
But there's so many guys like who in the world had Beckett Seneca making the NHL this year? Like, I
Not
don't-
me.
And he's knocking it out of the park.
Wasn't he like a surprise pick too in the top five? Yeah.
like he was supposed to go around 9 or 10, and he went 3, if my
Yeah.
memory serves me. So somebody knew something. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Canada should, like their fourth line, if not everyone's going to be able to play because some are going to stay in the NHL, but the fourth line on Canada is probably going to be littered with first round draft picks.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
That's a
It's a
good
really good
problem.
problem. But Gam McKenna's going to play, although he's absolutely sucked so far in college hockey.
But he's only making $700,000, Murray.
and then had a terrible weekend this year. They played Michigan, or this weekend. They played Michigan, and I think he was -6 on the weekend. And they got
Yeesh.
just slaughtered both games. But he's obviously a good player. He's just maybe they're learning right now. Kevin McKenna isn't Connor Bedard or Macklin Celebrini. He might take a little more time to get there, but Keaton Verhoof, that guy that's now battling him for
Is he
number one.
Michigan?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they just played Michigan just played Penn State this weekend. So, I mean that's just two names, but Canada is loaded. with
Keaton
players.
Verhoff,
Yeah.
the WHL. That's Daily Doug's stepson.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's a very good player. He was on with Reed and Jay. Sorry, I thought we were talking about the other NCAA kid.
He may go number one overall, I think.
Yes.
McKenna's
Big defenseman.
sliding down. Yeah.
Interesting. What a calculated risk to go NCAA, go get NIL money, chase that dollar.
Yep.
Not going to blame him for it, but hurting your draft status.
Yeah. There's some other guys that are climbing too that I don't think it'll go this far. We'll see how it plays itself out, but I could see McKenna sliding to 3, 4, 5 if he doesn't pick up his socks.
Maybe he just doesn't want to play for the Calgary Flames next year.
Ooh, good point.
Wow. That's a knock against Calgary. Yeah.
Well, St. Louis is saying they're about to fire sales, so I think
Hold my beer, says St. Louis.
St. Louis is going to be the team that's going to try to tank and get number one overall.
Well, I mean, there's always Buffalo in the mix too, guys.
Yes.
Let's not kid.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see
tonight.
tonight. We'll see tonight as they take on the Oilers. 5:00 puck drop. We're on the air at 4 p.m. GCL Diesel Oil Stream pre-game show. All right, this is the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage. Tom Gazzola, Murray McCourt, and Gerry Moddejonge with you. You can text us 780-218-9999. Jump into the nasty chat as well. We want to hear from you. Yes, the Grey Cup yesterday, Sunday Night Football, a full slate of football yesterday. Amazing Monday nighter tonight, guys. The 3-5 Dallas Cowboys taking on the 2-7 Vegas Raiders. Can't wait for that one. You can join Lieutenant Eric for Monday Night Football down at Selly's at the Century Casino on Fort Road.
Man,
I don't know what to make of the NFL season, you guys.
that was
seriously.
that was as bad a matchup as they sent over to Spain. What were they doing, thinking Miami was going to be any different?
I don't know.
Well, Washington was good last year, and I think I certainly thought they were going to come back to earth. I thought last year they were playing out of their minds, but they've also been decimated with injury. But Washington was the key in that one for sure.
Is it almost like just the NFL is like, just take whatever. You're going to pay top dollar. We're going to put it in your soccer stadium.
Tom,
Just take it.
we can do no wrong. We're the NFL.
Essentially.
You're welcome for us bringing our gift to you.
Yeah,
Europe.
thanks.
If you guys had to pick right now who's going to be in the Super Bowl, who in the
Oh,
heck?
God.
No
Pick.
clue.
Exactly. No clue. Philadelphia probably.
Okay.
But
Like
I don't know.
Buffalo is so hit and miss.
Kansas
City's so hit
Kansas City
and miss.
might not make the playoffs.
Yeah, I know. Is New England good? I don't know.
They haven't
Is
played
Tampa
anybody.
good? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a weird NFL
Yeah, it
season.
is.
Like, are the Chicago Bears legit? Like Detroit, I thought Detroit was, and then they go and
Yeah.
blow that, like not show up with nothing yesterday. Like I don't know. Jacksonville, is Jacksonville
Ew.
any good? Like,
Well, I mean, Trevor Lawrence card stock is going up probably, so Dusty's happy with that.
Come on, but Super Bowl, though? Good question.
Yeah.
Denver. Their offense sucks, but their defense is so good.
Might
they're
be one of
winning
those
games.
kind of years. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. I don't know. Like that.
Parody. There's parody.
Yes.
Can someone like inject the Riders into the NFL season right now and just see how they do? I'm just kidding. Obviously.
Maybe a quarterback like injured and Cody Fajardo will show up in the NFL. He's a free agent now, isn't he?
Yep.
So
Yep.
there you go.
But just like little slants for Cody. no long bombs.
Do you remember when he was with Saskatchewan? They were was it the Grey Cup they were playing? He took one step off the team bus, slipped on some ice, and really hurt himself
Are you
during
serious?
Grey Cup week. Yeah, I think this was it 2015 in Winnipeg? I can't remember.
Where would he have been back
I
then?
can't remember. My mind is failing me, but I do remember the scuttlebutt was Fajardo hurt himself early on in Grey Cup week, stepping off the team bus and slipping on some ice.
That's messed up.
That is, but that's, I mean, you look at Fajardo and you're like, yeah, I can believe that.
He's such a good interview.
Yeah, well,
He's
no
just a super
doubt.
nice guy, yeah.
I'll take all those parts of him, but just I don't know.
Talk about freak injuries. How about Jack Hughes at a team dinner the other night cuts himself and he's out for what is it?
2 months.
2 months
Had to have surgery.
at a team dinner.
Yeah.
Who was the kicker in the NFL who was chopping wood and hit his foot?
Oh my!
Come on.
I don't remember.
No, this
that.
is a thing.
Actually.
This is a thing.
Actually.
Talking about ridiculous. What are you even doing? Do you realize what you do for a career?
Yeah.
Can't you pay somebody to do that for you?
If you play in the NFL, yes, you can.
Come on. I could not be making this up.
Okay, I'm looking it up. Jaguars' infamous axe didn't keep chopping, but it's still around. The axe injury refers to the incident in 2003 when Jacksonville Jaguars punter Chris Hansen severely cut his right leg with an axe while chopping a motivational tree stump in the team's locker room.
Oh my God!
What is? Hey, I got a great idea. This will get everybody fired up. Let's bring an axe in here.
A motivational tree being chopped. I thought you were full of crap, Jerry, honestly.
No, that's fair.
Severely cut his right leg with an axe.
I would tend to agree with you most times, but that one stuck out for me.
That is messed up.
That is holy.
Motivational tree stump.
happened.
Somebody get Ed Hervey on the phone. We got an idea to turn this thing around.
Terrible idea.
A motivational.
Do not do that, Vincent Blanchard. Stay away from axes. That would be ridiculous.
Oh,
What are you
when you
thinking?
said it though, I thought maybe he was like chopping wood out at his cabin or something, but in the freaking dressing
I don't know
room.
the details. That one just stands out to me as an all-time greatest. injury in sports?
Joe Sakic's snowblower. That someone texted
nice.
that into the inbox. That was the Jags punter, Chris Hansen. There's been some bad injuries. Okay, it's interesting with the Jack Hughes injury because people are like, oh, he was drunk. It was a team party. And then others are like, no, there's actually like a freak accident. That stuff does happen. Like it does happen. Well, Jeremy Renner, the actor, almost died trying to plow snow up in Colorado at his like his home on the mountain. Like he got pinned underneath his snow removal machine.
Well, if this happens, like, have you guys cut yourself severely eating dinner?
I am terribly
thankfully not
uncoordinated.
yet.
So yeah, I was pretty accident prone as a kid.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worse for me, I broke my femur and did like 9 different pieces skiing.
How?
Skiing.
Dude.
Black diamond, baby.
Oh, no.
How old were you?
I was young, thank goodness. I was in grade 8, so my bones still grew. But that was what they were worried about. They were worried about the bone would not grow because they had to basically piece this thing together. So I had a rod and like 10 or 11 pins in it.
Really?
How long were you on the shelf for?
Oh, I was young. I bounced back.
You bounced
no
back
problem.
pretty quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, you still almost became 7 feet tall. No big deal. No big
I've just been a lopsided.
Well, one leg's this much shorter than the other, though, yeah.
Yeah, wild. I'm glad they didn't tell me that at the time because in my brain would have probably made it happen, right?
Subconsciously.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know. You said it's a good thing it happened when you're young. I'm not sure there's ever a good time to break your femur.
No.
Oh, I'll tell you today, better it happened in grade 8 than turning 47.
Well,
Happy birthday, by the way.
well, so you were out at
School trip?
school?
Yeah.
Okay.
School trip. Hot dogging.
Did the girls see it? Were they like, that's a sick injury?
Tom.
Chicks dig scars, man.
Of course they did.
Yeah, they do.
Totally worth it, by the way.
Yeah. Okay, it is your birthday, by the way.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you.
What's the plan here?
No, that was last night. I went out with the boys and watched some great cup.
We had some fun.
Yeah,
It was a good time.
And then, so Tom asked me during the game, he's like, "Hey, you want to come on the Hangout tomorrow?" And I'm like,
I did.
It's been forever since I." So I quickly look at my schedule.
Yeah.
Date kind of looks familiar to me. I shrug it off, and then we're walking out after the game's over, and like walking down Jasper, and I'm like, "Tommy, it's my birthday tomorrow." He's like,
He actually said that, Murray.
Wow.
Like he's like,
It,
it's my
it
birthday.
took a little
forgot
while
about
to clue in. Like, why does that November 17th look kind of familiar? And then it hits
How
me.
much did you have to drink?
No, this is
Not a
this is
lot,
just-
like-
this is, but to like my boy's point, he's like, "Gee, we're going out for a beer. I'm buying you a birthday beer." I'm
Yeah.
like, "Didn't we just?" He's like, "No."
that
was
was your
his
birthday.
birthday.
You didn't know it was.
Yeah.
So
So, but tonight you're doing nothing? Watching
yeah,
the Oilers
no plan.
game?
This was my plan today. I got to do some work and watch some hockey and
He's been fixing up his house last couple of years. We were
yeah.
talking about that. Flooring in the basement's done.
yes,
He redid the basement. These are essentials.
yeah. I just made my house twice as big.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Twice as big.
Still
So you
got-
added on to it?
Well, no, the when I bought it a couple of years ago, the basement was it had some water issues, some flooding damage, and they had demoed it all, so there was only like walls halfway up. So I knew what I was getting into. But last summer was fixing the roof, which is a big expensive job I cannot do on my own. But this, so as soon as the Oilers were done in June, it's like, come on, let's tackle this thing. It's been an ongoing project. I'm down to flooring the stairs and putting baseboards in, and boom,
And you're done.
yeah.
Well, I am jealous because I could do none of that. if change a light bulb is about as much as I
Nice.
can do around the
Yes.
house.
Yeah.
Even that, I might screw that up sometimes too.
Oh, come on. Ray. but that's what it's become. We're joking about that yesterday too. It's like, well, I mean, on your birthday, big blowout, go do things. Mine was the 40th.
Well, yours was a big 4-0.
Yeah,
That's
but I wanted
different.
nothing to
Yeah,
like.
I
I was
get
just like,
that.
it's just another like. I'm okay. Like, don't remind me.
You didn't
I'm-
go into deep dark depression?
No,
Well,
not that I know
look,
of.
he looks like he's 30.
Well,
I'm 26.
He's fine. He's fine.
I feel like I'm 26.
I hear you.
Thank you. But we were talking about, okay, like, do you do a big thing for your birthday? No. You talk about fixing your house. I was talking about sanding my frame of my door
frames. Yep.
and
Gotta
fixing
get those
it up and
notches out of
painting
it.
it. I'm like, that is very satisfying for me.
As you get older, drinking on your birthday is not as important.
No.
That sense of accomplishment sticks, man.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting older. You got to mature and.
Who else is going to do it for you?
Yeah.
Nope.
Do you get more of a kick out of Luke's birthday and Jess's birthday than your own?
I don't want birthdays anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to go backwards. I don't want to
Exactly.
go forward.
They are
So
literally forgettable.
Yeah.
so I could care less about my birthday. Luke's, just really look forward to Luke's birthdays and Jess for sure. I mean,
Nice.
take her what the nicest restaurant she wants to go
Yeah.
to and have a nice bottle of wine and enjoy some family time. That's good birthdays to me. Not going out and getting hammered. And
No.
celebrating. We're not celebrating at this age anymore.
Happy birthday to my dad yesterday, by the way.
Oh,
big,
nice.
Big
I heard that.
70th. Yeah.
There we go.
I actually listened to the post-game show this morning from
Did you?
2 days ago because I didn't work out yesterday morning, so I listen to podcasts while I work out.
Cheat day.
Yeah, well,
Probably
that's
fuck. You
like
sleep in too?
No,
Oh, okay.
my body just gets up at 4:30 no matter
Nice.
I don't know how you do it, Murray. I don't know how you do it. That's amazing.
what. So what happens when you get old? Wait till you're my age. You'll just be getting up at 4:32.
Well, that'll be in 30 years. I'm just kidding.
Uh-huh.
I'm kidding. No. Yeah, my dad, he turned 70.
70 yesterday, yeah.
So he needs a new hip.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive that that's even an option.
Yeah, no kidding.
But like now you get like 80-year-old ladies that have a hip replacement and they're walking around like 2 weeks later.
Yeah,
I'm like,
man.
yeah, I had a hip replacement.
Very minimal cuts and everything. I don't know how they.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, Collingwood Rob brings us up. We're talking about these like crazy accidents. Jeremy Renner saved his nephew from a snowblower. So it wasn't like, I remember he did an interview. I don't know if he went on like a late night show or whatever, but he has a huge home on a mountain somewhere in Colorado, I believe it is. And it's very remote. And it's not just like a snowblower. It's like a vehicle. Like it's almost like a tank, basically. It has a track and then the big plow at the front. And there was a massive snowstorm. And he said he had the entire family up there for Christmas and he needed to plow the driveway so that vehicles could get in and out. And that was part of why he almost died, is because the emergency vehicles after the accident couldn't even get up there. If I remember correctly listening to him, he saved his nephew who would have got hit by this thing, and he ended up getting pinned under it, which is totally messed up, and it like messed up his leg. And so yeah, freak accidents. Just be careful out there. All right, boys, let's get to the numbers game. Brought to you by Play Alberta, presenting sponsor of Edmonton Sports Talk. You got Murray McCourt, Tom Gazzola, and birthday boy Gerry Moddejonge with you. Wish Jerry a happy birthday. He's turning 31.
Oof. I don't even remember 31.
I'm kidding. All right. Over under Oilers Sabres goals. Let's put it at 5.5. And keep in mind the Oilers barely ever get more than 3 goals in a game. And is it a win or is it a loss? Or is it going to be chaos tonight on the post-game show, or are we going to be talking about a happy Monday?
They're due. They're due for a big bank of offense here, and this might as well be the team to do it against. They know they still have a rough road to go ahead of them, so let's just make sure we bang this one out is going to be the attitude coming in. So big Oilers win.
You're not worried about Colton Ellis stonewalling them?
You know what? Now I am. No.
I got 6-2 Oilers.
6-2 Oilers?
Yeah, so I'm going well over the 5.5.
Okay.
Nice.
Isn't that amazing? Like they can barely score over 3
Yeah.
goals. To me, that's the most alarming thing. People talk about goaltending, talk about the crappy, spotty defense that they play as a 5-man unit. Like both valid points. But the fact that they can't score with the guys that they have is just, I'm like, that's a big time problem.
Yeah. Well, okay. How much ice time are those big guns eating up, and how much is that slowly becoming more and more of a factor as the season goes on?
Yeah.
They want to play penalty kill now. Knobloch's not telling, no, you can't go on. I'm sure those guys have free reign to jump on whenever basically they want.
Like the power play the other night where they were on for, what did I hear, a 2-minute shift?
Yep.
And then they get a penalty and they just like, no, we're not coming off.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially when we're talking about the condensed schedule with the Olympics. So when you're playing a lot of every other night stuff, that time on ice can drag you down a little quicker than normal for sure. But they need some depth scoring though. They need guys to step up. Like I was really excited for the Moddejonge signing. Good the first week, and since then
2 goals in 2 games to start.
Yeah. And then since then
Very
he's
streaky.
been a dud. I mean, Fredericks is completely awful. Like,
But you get Hyman back now. You get Nuge coming back. All of a sudden, one of those guys is going to bump down.
Right.
I have to give props to Henrique. What he does in the limited amount of ice time he gets in that bottom 6 is impressive to me at this
Very
stage
quietly.
in his career.
Yeah.
what type of numbers does he have this year? I don't
me look 'em up?
recall him lighting the lamp very much.
I don't know, but points wise, he's got to be ahead of all those other bottom 6 guys easily.
He's the best of the worst.
Well, but
Here, I'll
it's
look it
not really if you want to play center and you want to come play on the Oilers, you're looking at that third hole at best.
Yeah. Well, he's aging, and so his best years are behind him. But
sure.
he was a hell of a player.
Yeah.
6 points for Adam Henrique right now.
Okay, so he hasn't
through
done
20
much.
games.
He hasn't done much this past week.
Yeah.
But still, how many minutes is he? Is he under 12?
I think
A
he's
night?
like roughly around there.
What do you guys take on Savoy? He's got a few points
Yeah.
recently. Is he turning a corner and going to start producing,
Yes.
or is he maybe? I don't know.
Let him figure it out.
Yeah.
You need to
He's
let him
still young.
figure it out. Yeah.
He's young, so he's his first full time year in the NHL.
Yeah.
Listen, a lot of those guys have gotten that opportunity on that top line and
Yeah,
didn't last at
Yeah.
all. So if he's taking it, let's see what he can do.
yeah. Take it and run with it and see. Yeah.
Okay, we got a couple minutes left. What are we doing for your birthday, Jerry? What's going on here?
This is
What's
it.
the best
but
way to celebrate?
I enjoy this. I like hanging out with you guys, talking shop. I'm gonna hit you with this with my elbow. Sorry, buddy.
Freak accident.
recommend?
I already
Yeah,
lost
that's-
one tooth. I'm gonna
Just chalk it up to the freak accident list.
no. What at our age, we have things. We don't need things. We need experiences. So you need to go with. I don't know. Are you married?
No, not anymore.
Not anymore. Okay. So grab a buddy or two and go to a fabulous restaurant, one that you haven't been to in a long time, one that you've never been to that you'd love to try, and treat yourself to a really nice dinner. And if you're a wine guy, a really nice bottle of wine or a couple of nice cocktails, and enjoy a great evening like that. That's what I think you should do.
I like that.
You're a smart man.
Well,
How
Yes, he
can
is.
I say no?
Yeah.
yeah. Like what kind of food you like? Let's pick a restaurant.
Well, I was gonna say we have so many good spots. Like
Yeah.
I know Olia is supposed to be really good. I have not been there. I like Cafe Amore. It's a sneaky good one. Yeah.
I'm a little like not top shelf guy. Like I'm much more comfortable slumming it a little bit.
You're not doing burger or
No,
pizza.
no.
What would you recommend,
Well,
Murray?
You know, one thing that I really love to do is, have you been to Vivo?
Very good.
No.
Okay, so Vivo is an Italian restaurant on the West End on Collingwood Road. It is fabulous. The food is absolutely outstanding. Great wine, and they have the kitchen is open, and they have a row of chairs at like a bar table directly looking into the kitchen. And so you wouldn't want to do it if you're with 4 people, but if you're with one, my wife do it sometimes. We sit side by side. The kitchen's right there. You can
Dinner and
watch
show.
the chefs do their thing.
Interesting.
And yeah, it's a really, really, really good Italian restaurant.
Okay.
And sit at the wood. It's not at the bar, but it's at the kitchen, and it's just
Okay.
awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
really
Interesting.
Cool, yeah.
Collingwood Rob says Porto Romana in Spruce Grove. You won't be disappointed. So a good recommendation there.
That sounds
I
Italian.
just looked it up. It looked really nice. Really
Even
nice.
that sounds delicious.
Vivo, Murray's right. Vivo is
Yeah.
really good. Really, really good. Boys, we're out of time. That was fun.
This,
It always flies by.
it does
I know.
fly
It just
by.
never seems like it's 2 hours with no commercials and we're
I
done.
know.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Love
Happy
talking
birthday.
shop.
Happy birthday, G.
Thanks, pal. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you,
happy
Gordon.
birthday, 47.
Yeah.
47. Yeah, I'm not in my mid 40s anymore.
but you look good.
43 to 47 is mid 40s.
Okay.
You're
Okay.
on
There
your
you go.
last year of mid 40s.
All right. I feel better
Murray's
already.
31. He know. Like
I woke up this morning like,
Yeah.
no. But now I'm like, I got another 365.
good spot. That's going to do it for the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage. Murray, thank you. Jerry, happy birthday.
Always a pleasure, gents.
Happy birthday. Enjoy it.
Yeah, the Lock Shop coming up next. To everybody who tuned in, iHeart, tune in, and watched on YouTube, we appreciate you. Keep it locked on EST the rest of the day. Oilers game day. We've got plenty more on the way. For Murray and Jerry, I'm Tommy saying thanks for watching. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.
Look at this. Let's go.
There you go, right in front of the camera.
First-time guest, long-time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanek, Tom Gazzola with here. Joining us today,